We just talked about the things we liked, sprinkled a little nuggets in there for future videos, including this one, which we're talking about the question, Team Cap or Team Iron Man? Going in, we were Team Cap. Okay. All day. Going out,
Team Cap.
Spoilers. That's a weird question. I don't think we can ask that question. Now, people were asking me after I left, and I just said Team Cap, not to spoil anything. But we're about to spoil stuff, so get ready.
Are you ready, kids?
No.
No?
It's not a good question to ask because there's no sides anymore.
Yeah, I do. That's something that I was left with as far as a question, but which is a great way to leave off the movie. You had Tony still living in the, what is it, the new Avengers thing?
The Avengers facility.
Yeah.
With Rhodey and it, yeah.
And then you had Cap. We don't know where he is.
Wakanda.
Oh, that
was Wakanda.
That's right. My bad.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. So you have that. I really need to see this movie again. Are they still a team? Like
yes,
Cap's team?
Yes,
that's
they
a team?
pretty much kiss and made up. Because look at it. Who's on Iron Man's side right now?
Nobody.
Rhodey. But even he was like, yo, like, this got out of hand. And he was just basically saying, like, Tony.
Well, even then, though, he said specifically, like, we're soldiers, we signed up for this, and this is what happens.
Yeah.
And so he has no issues with the outcome.
Right. No, he doesn't. But he was basically being like, it might just be better just, like, keep the team together. You know what I mean? No one is left on Iron Man's side.
No.
Maybe Vision, I don't know. But no one is really.
Yeah.
Even Black Widow turned her back on him.
That was awesome.
Yeah, so
I forgot to talk about
asking the question, Team Cap or Team Iron, that's not relevant after you see the movie.
True.
This is how I see it, and I talked about it on the way home after seeing it. Team Cap or Team Iron Man? Laika asked me, my girlfriend, and I said Team Cap because Team Iron Man, it's selfish. Tony is selfish.
Definitely.
The only reason why he signed the Sokovia Accords, the only reason why he feels guilty for all this is because people are coming up to him, making him feel guilty. He doesn't want that weight on his shoulders. He doesn't like that feeling in his gut. It's all selfish.
Is he the LeBron James of the Marvel Universe?
We're not getting into that, but he is selfish. That's the only reason why. Whereas Cap, soldiers who in real life go over, look, they come back and a lot of them feel guilty, right?
Yeah.
They don't like what they did, but they know they were taught what they're doing is for the better. So what would the perfect soldier do?
For what's good for the greater good, which is the whole
and understand that sometimes people are gonna die. You might have to do right. That's what a perfect soldier would do. Cap is a perfect soldier, so he understands this. And some people think that he doesn't care about saving 100% of the lives. That's impossible. Right? Yeah. And he understands that. And whereas some people might think that he's overlooking it, remember, he's the perfect soldier. That's what a perfect soldier would do, right?
He's always has it in the back of his mind.
Exactly.
You saw it on his face in the first Avenger. Not Captain America, the first Avengers movie. When he got his mask ripped off and he's just kind of looking around like, we're so right now. Yeah. The whole reason why Avengers happened, the whole plot and everything with the
Chitauri.
Yeah, I was trying to say aliens.
I got you.
Sorry, that was out of all of their hands. That scenario, right? But then all of
Ultron.
Tony's fault.
Yes.
The Iron Man 3, Tony's fault.
Yes.
Okay.
He's selfish.
Yeah, and that's what I mean is like, how can you be on his side for anything? And then at the end of all of this, okay, during Civil War, Black Panther ended up having logic.
See, I think he was always like that. I don't ever for a second believe he was on Team Iron Man's side. He was only doing it because Bucky wasn't on Team Iron Man's side.
No, I know. But the thing, though, with him is that he was out for revenge.
Yes.
Okay, or justice. Wakanda justice.
Okay.
Where you get the person, you kill them.
Yes.
Okay? And once he found out that that wasn't really the dude, he was cool with it. Okay? There's logic there.
But here's the thing. You could be defined as a character arc. He realized some things, but he was always like that because the first line...
It was still logic, though.
His dad, when you first meet T'Challa, his dad says, for a guy who doesn't like diplomacy, you play politics really nice. She said something like that. That's what someone would say to Cap. And from that moment, literally the first 3 lines Black Panther had, I said, this dude's Team Cap all the way, but he just might not know it yet, or he's not ready, because at that moment he wasn't team anything.
Yeah.
He was just there. Then the thing blew up, his dad died, Bucky was accused, he hated Bucky, and the only reason why it appeared he was on Team Iron Man's side was because Bucky and Cap were in the middle of that. And he was just, I think it's all a facade. I don't ever for a second think, yes, Black Panther was on his side of the poster. Yes, in the airport scene, he was technically on his team, but I don't
all
think.
that, but I'm saying though is that he was able to finally sit back and logically assess the situation. Tony couldn't do that. He's still so
Right.
You know, and I don't like that type of person.
He never can
in general
admit, oh yeah. Well, he kind of jokingly did. He's like, Ultron, my bad.
He created Ultron, f***ed up hard, then tried to create Vision right afterwards, and nobody else was on his side with that one either. You know, like, and it's just like, and he didn't give a.
That one worked out for him,
dude. Like 1 out of 5, though. You know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah, no,
you know, like it's not.
It's hard because we're both Team Cap side, but we have to kind of like. There's someone blazing their keyboard right now because they're on Team Iron Man.
Maybe, but and that's cool. But that's the thing though, is that I liked Iron Man and Iron Man 1. I liked him in Iron Man 2. Iron Man 3, I was like, what is this guy doing? And it was after the
Iron Man
Avengers.
3 was like, what is this movie?
Yeah, but still, character-wise, we talked about that like PTSD or whatever that soldiers have. He had that after Avengers, blah, blah, blah. Then Age of Ultron comes on. It's still his fault. Like, I'm just like, what is this dude doing?
Yeah, no. That's why they're great opposites. That's why this movie works. Because literally Cap is the perfect soldier and Iron Man is not.
And that goes back to Marvel doing a really great job at telling stories. They took their time. I mean, seriously, like the comic books, they went, and there's multiple issues, movies, of stories, and they all feed into one another. It's a fucking layered cake, dude. Like that.
It wasn't even a gamble, because if they just stopped at Iron Man 3, like, we're done making Marvel movies, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
It wasn't like reading a book halfway and then the rest of the pages are blank. Yeah, it still would have been like a bookend, right?
They bookended it, exactly.
Yeah, so it wasn't even a gamble. We're like, okay, we're starting this. We have to finish. Not. That's why, look, all you need is smart decisions and to be able to trust not just yourselves, but the fan base. There's 2.5 universes. If you want to count the X-Men universe as its own little thing, it's so small you can't really compare it to
because that's a different. Well, what's the other one?
DC.
Oh,
it's only natural to compare. And if you're gonna bitch and complain that we keep comparing this to BVS or this to the DCU, guess what? Back before there were any movies, they were already doing that.
With comic books.
Comic books, graphic novels.
Yeah.
This was already happening, folks. We're just doing it at a heightened level now, because now not only do we still have those.
It's just a different medium.
We have this, and it's new stories, and it's new. And guess what? You were always a DC guy from the comic books, but now you're a Marvel movie. It's just different. It's different, and that's how we do it.
It's funny about that because I've always been a Marvel and DC guy, and then
for sure,
Vertigo, Image, all this stuff. But the characters that I've always resonated with Marvel have not been the movie ones,
right?
And they made me really like these characters. And before I was always like, nah, man, I just can't get down with with Iron Man. With Hulk was sometimes hard to read. Captain America was always really hard to read. Some of the Avengers, the original Avengers books, are just kind of boring.
The only Marvel character to easily relate to is Spider-Man.
That's what I mean, though. So taking him and X-Men, because they were the best ones.
They were
So take them out. They made these B-list characters, C-list characters, some of them, into something that resonated with people that just didn't even like the books.
So Team Iron Man, Team Cap, it's a weird question to ask now, but during it, totally logical. Team Cap, what were you guys?
Yeah, I still feel, personally, I connect more with the mentality of Captain Rogers.
There were a couple times where I was like, Cap, like, Bucky's out of line right now.
When? It wasn't Bucky. The only time.
I know, but he I felt like he was kind of like that family member who always takes care of the fuck up.
But what did Bucky do, though? Anything that he did in this movie to fuck up was not...
On his own accord. No, I understand that.
That's what I mean.
But like, if Bucky like killed Black Widow, Captain America would just be like, "That wasn't him, though."
I don't know about that.
And Captain America didn't.
That's his teammate.
Cap didn't put Bucky in the freezer. Bucky put himself in. Cap would never do that. He was questioning Bucky. Are you sure you want to do this? That was the right thing to do, and Cap didn't even know it. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. See, that's the thing, though, is that I don't know if he thinks that wasn't the right thing to do.
He was asking, are you sure about this?
He was asking because, like, that's his only link to his own or his old world. You know what I mean? Being like, yo,
I mean, it depends the way you look at it, but I still think, like, no matter what Bucky did,
but he wasn't questioning it as far as it being a bad decision. He was just making sure, like, yo, are you sure about this? They're bros. They're homies. You know what I mean? Like,
depends how you look at it.
Whatever decision he does, he's going to back it up.
I mean, had Bucky done something really effed up, I still think Cap would have been like, oh, you know, it might just be, he wouldn't have been, it might be best for you to go away, be frozen. He went to go look for him.
Yeah.
If he knew Bucky wasn't responsible for the bombing in Vienna, then why go look for him? And, you know, it's like, he can protect himself.
Yeah, no, he was trying to look for him because he wanted him back as a friend, not to protect him.
I know, but even Bucky realized, I can't go back. We can't do that.
I know that. And that's what I mean, though.
That's the fault in Captain America.
Maybe.
You can't see that.
Maybe. But that would be, like, that's my logic. You know what I mean? So.
Let us know.
Hey, what's good, guys? This is Nightwing2303.
And Geronmon.
And today we're talking about Marvel's Civil War. Because this movie was absolutely nothing like the comic books, and that was okay, because it was still awesome.
Was it?